Well, it's the highlight of the joint annual meetings of the dairy industry. I'm talking about the cheese contest. RFD-TV photographer Leo Brito spoke with a couple of judges and the winner.
So the cheese contest itself goes back almost 50 years. And when it started out in the 1970s, co-ops were manufacturing what we'd consider at that time commodity cheese. And there were some quality issues. And so when it started, it was called the National Milk Cheese Quality Contest because it was about helping to improve quality. So it is still at the core a quality contest to talk about, if there's something off on it, this is what it is, so that the cheese makers can get that feedback. From the time we began the contest back in the 70s to today, obviously the quality has greatly improved, and co-ops are doing a lot of different cheeses, But, we have blue cheeses, we have hard Italian cheeses, cave-aged cheeses, we have cheese snacks, we have yogurts. Just a tremendous variety of cheeses that our co-ops are making these days, all high quality. The cheese contest and the reception where everybody gets to see the award-winning cheeses become a highlight because it's really the pride of the dairy farmers and the milk that they sell through their co-ops into the cheese plants. And it's that cheese that's on display. So we have 12 categories, a little over 20 different classes. Each class has its own score sheet and they're judged towards what would be an ideal cheese in that category. But at the end of the day, we have to select an overall winner.
Each cheese has its own flavor characteristics, body, or even physical. So when we're looking at each sample of cheese, we're really looking for how does that cheese add up to if we were going to look at a standard of perfection for that product. Because we typically follow a set standards that have been established between regulatory and from industry perspective. We're able to use those set standards to look at a particular product.
I think one of the interesting takeaways about this organization is how they come together and work to make the dairy industry better. As a chef too, feedback that we can provide with some of these attributes to the cheeses hopefully are taken constructively so they can go back and manufacture better quality, perhaps some unique cheeses or more cheeses with unique flavor profiles that might generate more consumer interest. So for the best in show, you are looking at the quality of it, the features of how it was made, and then you're going to get into some of the little, I'll say, scientific attributes that the cheese will kind of tell us as we tear it apart. At the same time, then we'll get into the taste and the texture and the mouthfeel of the cheese, and just kind of how it, from a flavor profile, how it lingers in your palate and finishes.
Cheese reception, I think, is the highlight of this whole convention that we have here, and it puts on display all the great products for us as dairy farmers and the co-op. We've been big into fluid milk for a lot of years, and we acquired a cheese company about 10 years ago, and to see how the cheese side of the business is really taken off and this excellence here is an amazing award for us. We're really proud of it, and we're really proud of all dairy farmers and the cheese makers that went into producing this quality product.
In fact, and I'll say we're honored to have won the award. My first thought was a lot of competition that we were up against, and I think it was a true undertaking by a lot of significant manufacturers and processors and artisans, and for us just to be named within that group is an honor, but we're extremely humbled to actually come away with the win.
Pretty impressive, by the way, too, to see that gator and the manatee carved out of cheese. Well, the contest is a favorite every year. The joint annual meeting wrapped up last week in Orlando, Florida, hence the gator and manatee. And I got to tell you, we can't wait to see what they come up next year.